traveling through the interior, I've been just overwhelmed by the kind of support and the kind of interest that people have given in places that haven't been liberal in an awfully long time. And the fact that people are optimistic about doing politics differently, about engaging citizens actively in how we develop policies and how we engage with the future that we need to build is a source of optimism. Now, a lot of people think, oh, it's about Justin and the hair. It's not about him. This is about some people feeling that for once there might be room for Canadians in Canadian politics.
And that's the way that we start things off. Yes, it's me, it's Darin Howard back on Video Radio. Robert Nisbet is taking some much-needed time off. Actually, we know he's doing homework and editing one of our major documentaries that we have coming up. So I was down at City Park today. I had my camera, and who should come along but Justin Trudeau? I was there. I've got some tape for you. Let's run it, and I want you to check this out, okay? It's pretty cool.
So why do we accept that it's good enough that we should be throwing up our hands and being cynical about politics? Our political body is where we have the kinds of conversations that define the future of this country, the future of our kids. And we need citizens to engage, to pay attention, to be demanding of better answers, to be demanding more of our leaders and our political figures, to be demanding more of our neighbors in their implication and in their involvement, but we also need to be demanding more of ourselves. Raise our expectations of who wields our voice in Ottawa. Raise our expectations of how we get to hold those people to account. And mostly, come together as a country once again, from coast to coast to coast, to solve together the challenges that only an extraordinary country like Canada, with extraordinary Canadians like you, are going to be able to. Thank you very much for being here.
So he's actually talking about some of the negativity that gets thrown around in Parliament, supposedly by people who represent the entire population. That's why we're bringing you the story. Stephen Harper has yet to answer a question. His entire cabinet isn't allowed to answer a question. And if you're a scientist working for the Harper Conservatives, you can't talk to anybody. That's why it was really weird to see Justin Trudeau entering Kerry Park right here, downtown Kelowna, British Columbia. It's July the 23rd, 2013. This is Video Radio. Hang on, because we're going to jump right into the stories and a little bit of attitude as I cover my little encounter with Justin Trudeau right downtown in the sunshine today. This is Video Radio. It's Radio Free Canada. Thanks for coming along for the ride. Okay, let's check it out.
I see my friend waving a sign about decriminalizing cannabis. I'll take that as a question. I'm actually not in favor of decriminalizing cannabis. I'm in favor of legalizing it. It's one of the only ways to keep it out of the hands of our kids, because the current war on drugs, the current model is not working. We have to use evidence and science to make sure that we're moving forward on that. Okay, I've now started it. Let's take another couple.
Okay, so I want you to imagine that you're just standing there looking at a regular guy that you would sit next to, you know, at the barbecue. You're hanging around shooting a game of pool, something like that. This is the vibe this guy puts off. He's not uptight. He's not looking at you like, you know, you're kind of a freak because you're dressed the way that you are. And as you know, I don't generally dress up in the general public to impress anybody. I would just like to be myself. And so that's the package that I come in. It was very interesting to hear him talk right off the mark, and he's willing to step up and to look at a serious issue like marijuana. Now, let's take a look at something that I've never seen. I've got two clips here. I've never seen a politician actually say GMO on a national platform before. But check this out.
There's a role to play in shaping the community that we're part of. whether it be in community activities and organizations, whether it's taking a stand on big international issues like my friend with the GMO activism, whether it's making your voice heard across your community. We're all very, very good at that.
Friend, no less.
Yeah, I know. Here. It's Radio Free. Look who I'm with. Okay, so you got the mention.
Yes.
What does that say to you? What does that say?
That he's a very charming, handsome politician.
Oh, right on. But does that get your vote?
It depends on how he acts in Parliament as far as the issues are concerned. Is he going to vote for alfalfa? Is he going to take a position to defend our organic and dairy industry? So I guess time will tell. I'm hopeful, though. I know that his mother at the wedding was thrown organic rice, and she was a bit of a hippie, and I'm sure he got a lot of European counseling in his background, I should say, in his upbringing. So I'm just hopeful that he's our best chance we have.
Well, he actually mentioned it, which nobody has done on a Kelowna political podium ever that I've seen.
Truly not.
So
hopefully goes to global.
Well, yeah, but I can't see the global picking that one up.
Well, it's okay, because I'm going to go to, what he doesn't know is it's a 5-city tour, and he's going to get 4 more chances to see me.
Oh, so you're going up to Vernon after this?
Yes.
And then down to Penticton, is that right? Or
I don't know the whole schedule. In fact, I should go check that out.
So does that mean that Heidi's a stalker? Is she stalking Justin Trudeau?
I would
So do
stalk
you think he's
that
that cute still? You remember Occupy in January? Yeah?
I just told him he gets better looking every time I see him. I just better stop that.
I'm starting to support the Liberals, but let's see where they go, right?
Right.
Okay?
I am supporting the Liberals because I don't see the other choices happening.
Yeah. So, but we're going to give the Green Party a chance, right?
If they can pull it together, absolutely. I would love it if it was the Green DP, but that's not going to happen. So being realistic, we have to go with the choices we have. I think Canada's ready for a new face, a new leader, and someone, as unlike Harper as possible.
Yeah. So it's True Food. That's right. TrueFoodFoundation.org. Make sure you get on there with an update. This is Heidi Osterman with me. You look so good.
Good to see you.
Okay, take it easy. Hollywood. See that? Hollywood? That was good.
You know, it was really good to see Heidi down there. You remember Lori put together the March Against Monsanto. Heidi was actually at the march in Germany, of all places. Okay, so you can check that out. TrueFoodFoundation.org is where Heidi's at. Lori, she's right here, Radio Free Canada, and check out the links for the march coming up. There's an organizational meeting coming up, too, for that. Make sure you message about it if you want to get involved. Justin Trudeau did have a couple of other things to say.
Canada's
Check
built
this
by
one out.
immigrants. What do you say about the First Nations who have seen such really horrible treatment from the government throughout the history of Canada?
I just got back from an extraordinary meeting with the Assembly of First Nations in Whitehorse, where I had the honor of sitting down with a number of chiefs and activists from across the country to talk about a way forward for First Nations communities, for Métis and Inuit as well. And it was interesting. I went up to this conference, and as leader of the Liberal Party, they said, "Well, Justin, please, when would you like to speak?" And I said, "No, I'm here for 3 days. I'm not here to speak. I'm here to listen. I'm here to engage. I'm here to build a partnership. I'm here to build the kind of relationship that we're going to be able to work on." And I can't stand here in the beautiful city of Kelowna and not talk about the Kelowna Accords. A landmark for 2 reasons. This is a landmark accord, first of all, because it was a significant partnership with significant money, with specific outcomes around capacity building. That was an excellent deal at that point, and it's a shame that the NDP and the Conservatives worked together to kill it. The second thing that's important about Kelowna is not even so much the words on the paper as the process by which it was reached. It was 18 months of detailed negotiations, sitting down around a table, working together to generate solutions that were good for our First Nations peoples and driven by our First Nations people. That's the level of respect that people rightly feel that this government is not offering to First Nations peoples, and that's what we have to reboot in terms of our relationship. Thank you very much.
So totally unlike the Harper conservatives, here is a national politician going and doing the whistle stop thing. What I've said extensively to people who are real activists is that you have to get out there in person, shake the hands, talk about the information, move and motivate people and inspire them to do the same thing. That's it. There's no great big whoop about anything that we do. The important part is to go out and start informing people. Talk about it. It is polite to talk about religion and politics. It's only some uptight people who don't want us talking about that. Okay, what we want to ask now, the questions for Justin Trudeau, really are pipelines. We really want to hear what you have to say about that because we hear what you have to say about Aboriginal and the Kelowna Accord. We also have to hear about what he's got to say about how he is going to legalize marijuana. They've said that last year when the Liberals had their initial problems, they announced that they were going to legalize marijuana. So we do want them to come to terms with that one. But we also want to talk about the monetary system and reformatting the monetary system. Just so you know how the money works, and we do flash on screen all the time, banks make money up from nowhere. The Royal Bank makes money up from nowhere. The CIBC makes up money up from nowhere when you get a bank loan or a visa. That money was made up from nothing. Okay, nobody talks about this. Jack Layton actually talked about it, and there are a couple politicians worldwide who are talking about it. I want to give you the background so you can ask this question. Now, okay, think about what question would you ask Justin Trudeau after seeing this video.
Since 1971, when President Nixon took the United States off what was left of the gold standard, the world has operated under a system of money called fiat. The dollar, the pound, the euro are all government fiat currencies. Fiat is a Latin word meaning let it be so. It is the law that this government currency be money. Indeed, without that legal enforcement, and the fact that we must pay taxes in this money, that dollar bill or that computer digit that represents a dollar would be pretty much meaningless. Only the government has the power to issue fiat money, but banks can create it through lending. If somebody wants to borrow $10, a bank can create it from nowhere and lend it. It can then charge interest. Banks also create money by lending against an asset, such as a house. They're given the deeds to the house, and they create the money out of nowhere and lend it, at interest, of course. But who benefits? Of course, those that have the power to issue money, governments and banks. They haven't had to do anything productive, they just create money. However money is created, be it through lending, fractional reserve banking, financial bailouts, or old-fashioned money printing, banks are always at or near the top of the money-issuing pyramid. In reality, this process of creating money only redistributes wealth from the bottom to the top of the pyramid. And thus that ever-increasing gulf between rich and poor gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
So we've got a major documentary coming up right here. It's called Freeloaders. It's going to be talking about the reality and the fantasy that we're all faced with. Make sure you stay tuned because Robert Nisbet's going to be back. We've got 4 specials already on the way, getting produced right now. We're going to be talking about the Vatican. We're going to be mocking Stephen Harper. We're going to be talking about innovations right in our neighborhood. And I mean, there's some stuff out there that is so cool. Think about a hydroponic farm that takes no oil to run the lights. I'm Darin Howard. I'm wishing Robert some great days off while he's taking some vacation time. We are too. So for the summer, just tune in to YouTube. We're going to be in and around as the summer unfolds. It's really great to be part of the solution. Make sure you're part of the change or be the change you want to see in the world because I'm right there with you. Get your sign ready. We're getting ready to hit the streets. It's all coming up at Radio Free Canada.